Hey guys and gals, let's build a lava wave ride by LEGO Super Mario, set number 71416. I think this has 218 bricks, and don't expect him to show up to the party. So, there's no manual, so I have to use the digital copy, and we're going to start with bag number 1. So, I think it's got two or three groups of bags. Okay. So, I'm trying to remember which bag had the parts in there. I think it was probably 11. I ran out of other numbered containers, so I had to use 11. I think that represents 1. And that's pretty much what it is. Let's just focus right on that right there. And then we'll get started. So yeah, I got to use the Goofy app today. But I'm getting the hang of using it a bit more, so it's not too terribly bad. But LEGO should be something that we should not have to worry about screen time on. So, let's see what kind of building exercises we get here. That would make a really good chair, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know the camera's out a bit because this is going to be one of those big builds, and I don't want to have to, keep refocusing the camera. It just takes too much time, and I'm actually still limited on memory on this thing, so I've been filling it up. After this one, I only have one more set to review, and then that's it. Then the other sets that I get won't be until next year. Well, this thing's filmed towards the end of December 2022. So I don't know when I'll release it, though. Turtle shell and some useless nonsense tile. So that's what goes on there. Matter of fact, all you got to do is replace these with normal tiles, and I'm sure it'll look just as good. And I think I was doing the part exploration. I kind of rushed through it, but this piece slope here has a nose print on there. So I've been looking for more of those corner ridged pieces, but that one sadly has a print work. But hey, it's printed, so I'm not going to complain there. And I have to set aside, when I do these, like this is printed. I could use that brick, but I have to set my personal opinions off of printed stuff. I like printed pieces. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like this has got a printed line. Hey, I'd rather have that printed than a sticker, because I may be able to use that for something else. And we got to put the ear muffs on them. We'll put his AirPods in, huh? And then the beak. And then the tile. Not too bad for a brick figure, huh? And we got one of these goofy fist throwing things. I hate these with a passion. And the reason why is not only that they're hard to put in, but they fly all over the place, and I don't like to pick stuff up. So you'd have to do this for it to fling out, and I don't want to do that. So that's it. And do I have Jay, the pink hair figure? Yes, I do. I have pink hair Jay right here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. So basically, he's supposed to fall down, and you're supposed to go boing, 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 that kind of thing. And we got an extra one of these too. So that takes care of that part. Okay, so we're going to be starting bag 2. That wasn't too bad. That was real quick, huh? I don't know what bag 2 is. It had some black stuff in there. So I think it might have been... Well, let's see if we can find an identifying piece in here that's pretty easy to figure out. Okay, it's got a red 2x2 base. So obviously it's not that little container. Of course it was marked with a 3, but like I said, I was running low on containers. Okay, this one here looks more like it here. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, and yes, I gotta be a little quiet because I actually have company over now, which is unusual for me. And so that is the thing about the holidays, you always got company over. Which doesn't bother me. Usually it's pretty quiet here, and usually I'm pretty loud and stuff, but when you have guests over, you don't want to be as loud as you want. They won't come back. Well, maybe that's a good idea, but no, actually, I like my guests that are over here now, so I don't want to run them off. And yes, they do know I do this, so... okay. Yes, we're tripping over a bunch of those track pieces. I don't know if they go into this bag or not, but... now, this set here does come with some pretty interesting pieces. And I don't know the retail value of this set, so I have no clue what it is. Alright, let's see here what this contraption here does. Well, it doesn't tell us anything yet. I'm going to slide these tracks off. These are just your roller coaster tracks too. I want to get some more of those. There we go. I did get somebody ask me though, why am I using an old iPad? Why don't I just buy a new one? Why, when it was given to me, it was broken, the screen glitched out until I found out it was just, the tablet was, it was basically abused, and so the thing is warped. The screen is kind of bowed out, much like an old CRT screen, and I decided just to restore it, get it working just enough to use it for like stuff like this. I don't have to wear down my other one. And the battery life is like 80%. So the battery is starting to show, it's starting to get tired. The battery's getting tired. So I just figured I'll just restore it, and then, well, I have a tablet. It's new to me. I already have one. But I figure I'll just restore this one. And for anybody asks, no, I did not fix my PC yet. I'd like to get back into instruction writing eventually, so I already found the parts, I just have to order them and get those working first. Okay. I don't know what that goes to yet. We'll find out. So these must be stepping stones like in lava or something. So this is kind of like a morph to Minecraft. I've been playing Bedrock Edition of Minecraft because it runs better on my old laptop. Matter of fact, I have my old laptop set up on top of my desktop right now. I have it all hooked up to the monitor and the speakers and stuff. It's almost essentially the same thing, except it's a little less powerful, and I can't do a whole lot with it in terms of, you know, processing, you know, heavy videos and stuff. So that's pretty much what it is. And, well, no videos yet. This manual is pretty slow, so I'm going to say so far the build experience is just slow. They're highlighting these here. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're placing this thing here, right up against that tile. And this big guy sits in here. He just sits in there, right in the middle. That's all he does. And that's it for that building section. We're done with him. Okay, what it shows me we're halfway done. I don't trust that, but now we're doing the big ride. Okay, we can slide that off back here, and we can get started. Okay. And of course it is a bedside build. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's essentially what it is, bedside. Okay. I did get some Lego sets for Christmas, but they're just small poly bags, and I was like, well, as long as they're not some big, 1,000-piece sets, I'm fine. I've already been getting enough of those. They're asking me about a gift card, and I said, well, I don't have a Lego store close by, so that kind of thing, sadly. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. Making sure no warning lights or buzzards or anything like that. Matter of fact, I hadn't even got a chance to even work on my car, because next week we're going to have like 5 solid days of rain out here, which is kind of unheard of. So I'm hoping that nothing gets drowned or flooded or anything. Of course, it's Lego, it'll just probably float. Probably going to make another one of these for this side, I'll bet you anything, huh? That's exactly what we're doing. We're making a duplicate. I can just tell me to make 2 of them, Lego. And I do great on that stuff too. It's like a building experience. And if you tell me to make 2 of them, I can set them up. Now this is not a paper manual, so I can't just thumb ahead. It's slow. So this is essentially what you do, is make 2 of those. They didn't even tell me that. So this is obviously meant for small builders. This is not meant for builders like myself. Oh, in 2023 I'm also stepping up my game too on the spammers and harassers. And I'm filming this right now on, this is Christmas Day Eve, and nothing more worse when you have somebody who literally harasses you and makes fun of you for doing this. So why do people do that? I don't know. So I just thought, no, it's this Christmas. I don't feel like dealing with the trolls, so I just blocked this guy. He had nothing on his profile. It was brand new. And I'm like naughty, naughty. Now, Santa Claus is going to note that, and he's not going to get you anything next year, not even coal. So you're going to have to freeze for a while. Just somebody being silly, I guess, but I was just like, they were saying like, oh, you're grown up, you're blankety blank, blah blah blah. And it's like, oh, I don't feel like dealing with you. So I blocked this person and just like, no, I don't feel like dealing. Yes, I do block on here. I don't. I don't have that kind of time to deal with trolls. I have a lot of other things. I'm enjoying my holidays off. I'm spending time with family and friends. I don't really have the time to deal with somebody who can't behave themselves. Okay, I think I remember this part of the game. Looks like this is part of the Bowser's Castle, I believe. I like these flame pieces, though. You got all that buried in there, and it's too bad you can't just put some LEDs in there and light those up. They would look really good. What they should have had is put these in here first, because I'm having a hard time pressing those down with my fingers. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick build. And but the only thing I like about these type of building guides, here we go again, more repetitive stuff, is the 3D stuff, where I can rotate it and look at an alternative angle. And other than that, this app is just, the way it is, it's just, well, for better terms, garbage. Could I write something better? Yes, I could. Basically, all it is just, they have to have manuals for more advanced builders. Some of us are, You know, Lego, why don't you come out with a 1x4 jumper plate? That'd even be better. I can always use a few of those. Alright. So yeah, I was editing some of these Super Mario things, and I thought, you know what, I was complaining a little too much. Maybe I've been a little hard on these, but then again, the whole point about it is to be honest in the reviews. But if you really think about it, you know, how many people are just flat out honest and just go in there and say, this is a good set, this is not a good set. A lot of people do that. You know, I'll do it because I'm not scared. You know, I had somebody says, well, they may get mad at you for doing that. Well, that's what a review is for. You know, I don't have a starter course. I just don't have it. And I'm not going to waste time and money to try to find one and waste gas. You know, it's already $6-7 a gallon where I'm at. No. So, yeah, these go here, these little lock things. But yeah, I just figure I'll just be honest in the reviews. You know, if somebody wants me to do sugar-coated ones, well, I'll just be like, hey, I can't do those. I'm sorry. I can't lie. I don't want to lie. Who wants to lie? You know what tastes good right now is turkey. Just, I've had enough a holiday ham. I need to have some turkey. When's Thanksgiving again, huh? I gotta wait for that. Okay, I decided to save my work because we are on bag 3, and this is what is remaining for bag 2. Pretty cool, huh? Now I gotta find a container around here to drop those in. And then, we haven't got to the exciting stuff yet, this stuff in here. And we got Lego math there, see? Okay. Alrighty. Let's get started. That's not so bad, huh? Why don't you just show that as the same step then, instead of make me do that? Now I gotta find some Technic pieces. So after this one, I have one more set to film. It's the Creativity box. And that one, it's like almost 600 pieces. And I'm going to have to sort those. I don't know how I'm going to film that. I may film it in 2 pieces, I don't know. Or just make it one big mass video. So I've been saving that one for last. Can't get that in there. I hope I don't have to make 2 of those. Oh, it's to join the tracks together, huh? So I've been trying to get that done. Yes, it's cold here too. Oh, it's not quite. You can't just roll it on a counter. Let's see here. Okay, knock it off now. Alright, let's see here. Get that on there. May have to back up the camera a bit here. It's going to get pretty big. Okay, so now we got to put 2 of these on here. There we go. So track pieces would be a good thing to hoard up. Alright. Let me lock it in with the tile. Not that tile there, obviously. This is actually flame yellowish orange, or flame orangish orangey yellow. It's flame something. And the tile does fit in there too, so it fits flush. I never got the roller coaster set. That was before I signed up for this. I wish I I wish I could have got that, even just for review. But I think it's been discontinued now. And I kind of wish I had it. But I mean, I got the building guide, and I got all the essential pieces. You can buy all the essential parts and just build your own version of it too. You know, you don't have to build what Lego does. Alright, these go on both ends here. Right there. Yeah. And then it goes upside down. I got a couple of straight tracks in different colors. Matter of fact, if you're collecting the roller coaster tracks, it's best to have different colors anyways, because then you can make the build really bright and colorful. If you're gonna, you know, you're gonna make a roller coaster. I think Lego just used solid red, but what if I wanted to make it fun looking? I bet the same thing goes on the other side. Yep. That's exactly what it is. So far the build is very slow. This is for younger builders, so I'm just going to be honest, I'm starting to get bored. Mainly just because I have to stop what I'm doing and do one thing and then rotate it and do the other thing. If this had a paper manual, I'd be able to blast right through it. And then we grab something here. Don't roll off. Be nice. Don't be naughty. I did get another nasty comment though. Aren't you too old to be playing with Legos? And I'm like, Legos? First off, I'm not too old. Second, I know how to say it correctly now. And third, when was there an age limit for this stuff? You know? And I looked. I was kind of curious. It was a young kid. I thought, aren't you... I wanted to comment on his video, but like, aren't you too young to be on YouTube? There we go. Just slide those in there. I think that's where that goes. Yeah, so this is just basically... make a great little seesaw piece too. Alright. And this goes on the bottom. And then we lock it all in with these. I've done this a few times. It's been using Technic beams or lift arms for that purpose. It keeps things from splitting apart. This sits in here. Oh yeah, I dropped one of those other Mario sets that I built on the carpeted floor by accident, of course. And my goodness, this thing just shattered. I was like, wow. I thought, what a POS that was. Alright. Well, let's back that up there. That's essentially what it is. You can make this into a carnival ride if you wanted to. It tells me to do this, and that's it. Alright, that took care of that. Okay. I know this camera's starting to get that noise a bit more, and I'm trying to think of a way, well, I got to find a service manual on how to take it apart. I don't like taking stuff apart unless I have the service info. And snap those wheels in there. So I can go in there, I'm going to put a jack on here somewhere and plug in some external microphones. Microphone will just be hanging over the camera so it won't pick up the camera noise. Okay. I think I already got one of these. So now I'll have two. I like to get 10 of these, get a bunch of tracks, and stuff to power them up. Just make my own roller coaster. Like I said, you get the essential pieces, you're fine. Okay, we got to stick one of these useless tiles in here. I may just review this thing tonight and do it all in one sitting. I remembered I left one of my Christmas decorations plugged in the other room, trying to dry it out before the rain hits, because we've been having a lot of fog and moisture in the air. And I want to start boxing stuff up because I don't want to have to do that stuff at the last minute. So I've been taking one down a day, drying it out completely, and then I'll box it up. These are like these 10-foot blow-ups. I hate those things, but people like them, I guess. I just put them up and stuff. They're just a pain to just deal with, you know. Some people just vandalize them. There we go. And we need more tiles. Okay, I thought this maybe was some kind of a ride, but this is kind of a... should have a seat in there, but no. What do we have here? Some kind of silly tile thing. But we're almost done with all the parts, too. Usually that's when the camera starts going bonkers. Now the only thing worth on this set is the printed pieces, like these skulls. I mean, my goodness, I could have used those for Halloween. The only thing these Mario sets have going for them is the printed stuff. These are already been pre-stickered. Like these, you could peel these off. I'm not going to do that. Someday I may obtain the Smart figure, and I may just make my own thing. Until I get that figure, I'm not going to worry about it, but they'll just be stored. I think that's where that's supposed to go. Matter of fact, we don't know. Let's rotate it and find out. See, I can rotate that now. Let's see the side view of that. And that's what I have there. So, that's the only good thing about these instructions. We're just about done here. We got to build two of the same thing now. So what we'll do is we'll start preparing these. Get them out of the way. Yeah, the big one is just a creativity toolbox. Kind of reminds me of the Minecraft crafting box sets, where you just basically are. It's basically, do I dare say it, an overpriced parts box. I'm taking it the tile, I guess I can call them action tiles, probably go on the other side. Matter of fact, I can't even play my Mario games because they're on my main PC, and I can't do anything about it until I get those parts. Matter of fact, you can pick them up in store or order it online and have it shipped to you for free. I thought, well, if I can get it to pick it up in store and pick it up the next day, I'll at least go to town and go get it. No, actually it's going to take 3 weeks to have them shipped to the store. So it's faster and cheaper to have them shipped to your house, which doesn't make any sense. So I just have to wait. Like they have the heat sink grease, but that's all they have. So I have to actually go in and buy the whole package and just have it shipped to the house. Okay. These things are hard to pick up if you don't have long fingernails. You know. Right. That's probably why it's so quiet. Like my house is dead quiet right now, except for hearing somebody coughing in the background. Alrighty, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and just film the review I'm going to just do it in 2 different parts. I'm going to do the informal review here, like my notes, and that's it. And that shows that there. We're not even done yet because it's going to make me build the second one again. So I got 2 of those built. So if you're watching this, you're going to have to build 2 of them. So at least if you're watching these type of sets, that's what we have left for bag 3. At least you get an advantage. Okay, why can't I just exit out instantly instead of doing that? And we got to watch a video. So basically, you go like this, boing, 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 ding. Well, you're going to have to help it. And you go ding, 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 boink, 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 boink. I mean, it's not too much fun, huh? Maybe for entertainment purposes. And then we got the last building part here. And then I think part of this goes here. It's going to show us how to put all this together. I mean, is this a junk set? You know, if you don't have all the parts, it is a junk set. You know, and I've been known to be blunt about that stuff, so that's what I'm going to say. Now this snaps right in this track here. Okay. So these guys look like they sit up here. Let me back this up so you can see a little bit better there. And let's make sure we have a razor sharp image. But so far, the build, it's rather slow, so I'm not gonna lie. Well, those just come off instantly, huh? Is this gonna be one of those sets where you're gonna lose pieces? I think you're supposed to knock those things off. Okay, it says don't shoot that at somebody's eye. Well, somebody would have to be silly to put their eye right there, huh? And let's watch the video. Let's see how we do it here. Alright, so basically what we do here is we just go boing, 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 ding, 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 boink, 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 ding, ding, ding. And then the Mario figure is supposed to sit in there like that, and you're supposed to go like this. And you're supposed to go ding, 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 ding. That's pretty much what it is. Well, I don't have a Mario figure to sit in there, so Jay the Surfer obviously flew out of that. And that's pretty much the whole demonstration of that there. And we don't need that anymore. So let's get right into the review now. This is going to be very rough. This is pretty cool here. I forgot his name. Turtle Guy, whatever. And well, he's not part of that. Okay, so far, let's talk about the build quality. You know, this is kind of flaky here. Things just fall off, like these come off, they're intentionally supposed to come off, and that's pretty much about it. So build quality is okay. Build experience, it was slow. It's entertaining, but it was also slow. It's a very slow build. So you're going to be making duplicates of certain things, and there's really no way to fast forward through the manual unless you want to keep tapping the next button and waiting for pages to load. So like this and this essentially the same thing. So yep. And that tells you something, huh? The play experience, that's probably what the yawn is for. I'm sure if you had the Smart figure, this wouldn't be too bad. But that's pretty much about it. Well, you can't get the card to fly off. But play experience, yeah, you could play with this for a while, and that's pretty much about it. The cart flies off, and that's the end of the show there. But other than that, I don't see any play value in this. Without the smart figure, I have to give it a 0, because Lego should have told me this before they sent me this stuff. But hey, makes a good, interesting review, right? You know, some people get this set without the figure. Could you drop this in a city? No. Could you make a mock out of it? Probably. You could probably make this into some sort of ride. But other than that, I really don't see any. I really don't see anything else I can make out of this. Maybe just fix it up and make it into an actual minifigure ride for an amusement park. You know, just get rid of all this junk here and just kind of put some stairs up here and just make something like this. I don't know. But for me, I'm not too thrilled with this. So play value and everything. And so I would just have to give this a grade of F. It's just boring. It's a boring build for me. Build's too slow. It's incomplete. And I mean, as a fan of Mario when I was a kid, this would have been cool, but I wish they would have made Super Mario figures in this instead of that big honking thing that fits in here that does absolutely nothing. So, yes, it was another time waster project, but I only got one more of these left to do, and I still got to build that castle and that Queer Eye set, and a bunch of poly bags. Other than that, though, I've just, you know, like I said, it's done, and then I got to do the formal review. So I hope everyone find this build entertaining. You know, so if you don't have the starter course, so you just have to get creative like I did.